Touchdown, Volunteers.
Alabama back on top of the college football.
Hello, people. It's your boy CL Cool, and we are here on the Rocky Bros Sports Show, episode 5. My boy J Mac couldn't be here today, but it's all good. The show must go on. All right, today we're gonna do the NFL preview, the college football coaches poll. We're gonna talk a little bit about Micah Parsons and his Cowboys situation, and I got something to say about the WNBA. But first, we're gonna do the college football coaches poll that came out earlier last week. And I'm gonna read off the top 25, and I'm gonna go from 25 to 1. So we're gonna go Boise State, Texas Tech, BYU, Texas A&M, Iowa at 21. So they had Iowa and Texas A&M tied at 21. Then number 20 you got Kansas State, 19 you got Indiana, number 18 you got Tennessee, number 17 you have Florida, number 16 you had SMU, number 15 you got Ole Miss, number 14 you got Michigan. At 13, you have South Carolina. 12, you have Illinois. 11, they have Arizona State. At number 10, they got Miami. At number 9, they got LSU. At number 8, they got Bama. Number 7, they got Oregon. Number 6, they got Clemson. Number 5, Notre Dame. Number 4, Georgia. Number 3, Penn State. Number 2, Ohio State. And number 1, they have Texas. Now, to me, I'm gonna tell you who I think they have up too high and who I think they have like way below and I think should be higher. So it's two schools I think they got too high. To me, they're too high and they need to be like knocked down a peg. I think they got Arizona State up too high. I don't think they're the number 11 team in the country. I don't think I don't even think they'll be back, even with that running back they have. I don't think they'll be back in the Big 12 title game, and I don't think they'll be back in the playoffs. But they had them at number 11, and I guess that's why that's why because from last year's game, and they did almost they took Texas to 3 overtimes. It was 2 or 3 overtimes, so I will give them that. But I just don't think they're going to be the team out the Big 12 to go because I only think Big 12 only getting one team in, so I don't think they're going to be that team. And another team I think they got too high is probably LSU. I don't know what everybody see. Maybe I'm not paying attention enough to the recruiting classes. Maybe I'm not paying attention enough to something. But they got LSU way too high at number 9. I think they're at best they're probably a top 15 team, like in the 13, 14, 15. And they have an opener against Clemson this year. And for the last 2 or 3 years, they've been losing their openers. And they've been having LSU high, and then they go lose the opener. They lost to USC one year. They lost to Florida State the other year before that. And those were Brian Kelly. And I think this is a make it break it year for Brian Kelly. If they don't win this opener against Clemson, because they got Clemson high at 6, which I think they deserve to be up that high. If they don't beat Clemson this year in that opener, Lord have mercy on Brian Kelly's soul. That's 3 straight openers you done lost if you lose to Clemson this year. The teams I think they have too low, I honestly think they have Florida too low. I think Florida's gonna be a way better team than at 17. I would have put them at 11. I would have switched Arizona State and Florida. I would have had Florida at 11 and I would have had Arizona State at 17. And another team I think they have way too low, I think they have Ole Miss too low. I think Ole Miss is a top 10 team. Like I can argue that I would take LSU out of 9 and put Ole Miss there. I think they come back with way better weapons. I think they come back with a way better offensive coach in Lane Kiffin, and I just think they'll be a better overall team than I think LSU would. So those are my opinions on the coaches poll. And I'm a Bama fan, so Bama at number 8 right there. I like Bama where they're at. They return a lot of their offensive line. They return a lot of their defense, and we picked up some key pieces in the transfer portal like the defensive tackle from Texas A&M. Like so, we picked up a lot of pieces. So Bama, where we're at, good. Um, They got Tennessee at 18, which I know why. I'm a leaver. Because he left the club because it's Tennessee. I would leave Tennessee too. Like, who wants to stay in Tennessee? Yeah, J Man here to rebuke this, but who wants to stay at Tennessee? But yeah, um, also Michigan at 14. I guess. I guess. Yes, they did beat Bama and Ohio State last year, so I give them that. And that's my opinion on the coaches poll. All right, now I want to talk about the NFL preview. So the preseason games, the first batch of preseason games have wrapped up. So I'm recording this as of Monday morning, August 11th, 2025. It might be put up the next day, but I'm recording this on at that time. So the first batch of NFL preseason games have wrapped up. Some of the teams played their starters, like I think Cincinnati played Burrow, but like my team, like I'm a Falcons fan. Yes, I'm an Atlanta Falcons fan, but they didn't play. They didn't play Penix. They played Stick, and I was mad about that because I wanted to see Michael Penix, but whatever. Um, the first batch of games have happened this week, so and it's preseason, so I can't really tell you anything about the preseason. But I can tell you about my Falcons is we better be better than we was last year. I mean, I remember we went 6-3. We had Kirk Cousins. I was bragging. I was talking to my friends, and my boy J Matt was like, "Hey, you do know Kirk Cousins your quarterback, right? Like, I wouldn't be talking all that smack that you talking." And I'm like, "Yeah, we 6-3. Like, we're 6-3 though." And he like, "Yeah, but you got Kirk Cousins." And sure enough, he fell off the face of the earth. Went from 6-3 to six. Like, it was bad. The 6-8, it was just bad. We fell off and we missed the playoff. And believe it or not, we still could have made the playoff. We just had to beat Tampa Bay, and we couldn't do it. So we fell off the face of the earth at 6-3. So the NFL has their rankings of the NFL divisions, and I'm gonna give you the rankings that they have these NFL divisions at, and I'm gonna tell you the teams that made the playoffs from them divisions last year and who I think would make it this year. So they said the number one division in the NFL is the NFC North, which is the Packers, the Bears, the Vikings, and the Lions. The Packers made it last year, the Lions made it last year, and the Vikings made it. The Lions were the number one seed, the Vikings were the number three seed, and the Packers were the number seven seed. That is a tough division. Any division you had like that with three teams go out like that in the same division, it's a pretty tough division. The second division they think the number two division is the Browns, the NFC North with the Browns, Ravens, Bengals, and Steelers. I think the NFC North probably have the better quarterbacks in it. You're gonna have the Steelers with Aaron Rodgers. You're gonna have the Bengals with Joe Burrow, and you're gonna have the Ravens with Lamar Jackson. And the Browns, I'm not saying they have a good quarterback, but Shedeur Sanders did look good on his preseason game. But again, it's preseason, not regular season, so take that with a grain of salt. But last year, the Ravens made it at the number three seed, and the Steelers made it at the number six seed when they had Russell Wilson. Number three, the AFC West, Chiefs, they made it the number one seed. Chargers, they made it the number five seed, and the Broncos, and they made it the number seven seed, and the Raiders is also in the division. The NFC East is the number four division. They think is good. They're going to be the number four division, which is the NFC East with the Eagles, who made the number two seed, and the Super Bowl champions. The Cowboys, the Commanders, who came in as the number six seed, and who made the NFC Championship game. And you have the Giants. The number five division is the NFC West. The Niners, the Rams, who came in the playoffs last year, as the number four seed. The Seahawks and the Cardinals. The number six is the AFC East. Is the Bills, who came in at the number two seed and who made the AFC Championship and lost to a heartbreaker again to the Chiefs. It seemed like the Bills ever since the early '90s, and it just seemed like they can't get over that hump. It's a heartbreaking story every single time with the Bills, but they almost beat the Chiefs again. But nope, Chiefs beat them again by three. It's just another heartbreaker. You have the Patriots. Dolphins, and the Jets. The number 7 is the NFC South, where my Falcons, their division should be number 8, honestly. But they got us at the number 7, NFC South, with the Falcons, the Bucks made it number 3 seed, the Panthers, and the Saints. And then the last division they think is the worst division in all the NFL is the AFC South. The Texans, who made it the number 4 seed, the Jags, the Titans, and the Colts. And I don't know, they might be worse than us. Yeah, they might be right. But last year, the Eagles beat Kansas City 40-22 to win the Super Bowl. Who do I think is going to go to the Super Bowl this year? My early pick. I'm gonna have an early pick, and then me and Jay man might have we're gonna have a middle of the season pick, and then we'll have our pick again before we get into the playoffs. But my early pick, my early pick, I got Lions and Bills. I think this year's the year that the Bills make it. And I think this is the year the Lions make it. And I think I got Detroit versus the Bills in the playoffs. So that's my Super Bowl pick. And going into the NFL this year, I think the Packers are going to be very, very good. I think the Browns are going to be a sleeper team. I think the Ravens are going to be good like they always are, but I think they're going to fail in the second round or the AFC Championship. I think the Steelers is going to upset some people with Aaron Rodgers. I don't think the Chiefs are going to make it back. I think they're going to be good and make the playoffs because it's Mahomes, but I don't think they're going to be as good. Uh, I think Broncos will be better. I don't think the Eagles will make the Super Bowl, obviously, and I don't. I think they'll be like a middle of the pack team heading into the season. Commanders are going to be way better, way better with Jaden Daniels. The NFC West, the Rams made it last year, but I can see the Niners making it back this year. The last year was an awful year for them, a lot of injuries, but I see the Niners making it back. Like I said, AFC East Bills, I see making it. The Dolphins, I see making the playoffs this year. And let's see, NFC South. And I'm an Atlanta fan. I see my Falcons making it this year. Yes, I'm biased, but I see my Falcons making it. I do. I really do. My Falcons are going to make the playoffs this year. Just keeping it real with you. In the AFC South, I don't see Jags doing much, even though they got Travis Hunter. I don't see the Titans doing much. I don't see the Colts. So it might be the Texans again. I mean, they the only team in that division that have a pretty steady good quarterback in CJ Stroud. And he has the better team built around him than, let's say, a Jags and Titans and the Colts. So I got the Texans making it again. So I gave y'all some sleeper teams. Also, by the way, Vikings, I think will be a whole lot better this year. Don't sleep on the Vikings. Don't sleep on my Falcons either. Because I see y'all with your face scrunched up like the Falcons. Yeah, don't sleep on my Atlanta Falcons. Just don't. All right, don't sleep on my Falcons. That's all I'm saying. And I said Lions and Bills in the Super Bowl, and I got the Bills winning their first Super Bowl. So I mean, that first Super Bowl, the one I know, they might have won one back in 1938 or something, but I see the Bills winning the Super Bowl. Yeah, so you can quote me on that. Quote me on that. All right, we're gonna stay with the NFL, and we're gonna talk about Micah Parsons and his Cowboys situation. My boy Micah Parsons said he wants out. Like he tired of it. He tired of negotiating. Y'all trying to negotiate with him without his agent. Like what y'all think y'all doing? My boy Michael said he wants out. So I'm gonna give you the kind of a timeline to how we got here. So he completed his third season in NFL in January 2024. And then throughout his career, he won Defensive Rookie of the Year in 2021. He won First Team All Pro in 2021 and 2022. So after losing to the Packers, he knew like his contract was coming up, but Michael knew that CD Lamb and Dak Prescott was going to take precedent over him. He knew that Jerry Jones was going to try to get those contracts renegotiated and extended or whatever he needed to do. So he knew, like, and that was 2 years ago. They lost to the Packers in the playoff, like bad too. He knew he Jerry Jones had to get CD Lamb and Dak Prescott settled. So he kind of waited his time. He was like, cool. So going into the next season in September 26, 2024, and week 4, he injured his ankle against the Giants. They won that game, but he injured his ankle. The Cowboys picked up his 5th year for 2025, but unlike last year, there was no contracts up. So coming out of this season, they picked up his option. But unlike the season before when he had to take care of Dak and CeeDee Lamb, like there was nobody else that's coming up with big contracts. So like there was no negotiation. There was no reason for Jerry Jones not to be negotiated with him. Um, he came out and said I don't need 40 million. Like he pretty much said like give me a good contract. I don't need 40 million. I don't need nothing like that. But just make it worth my while. And to tell you the truth, he's worth 40 million. But even he said he didn't need 40 million. And I'm not a cowgirls. I mean Cowboys. I'm not a Cowboys fan, but yeah, he said he don't need 40 million. The Raiders paid Max Crosby. They gave him a 3-year extension worth 106.5 million with 91.5 guaranteed. So he's somebody on defense and he's an edge rusher, and Max and Raiders are paying him that. Then March 9th, Miles Garrett, because he remember he wanted to go too, like he was out, but the Brown was like, dude, we gonna make you an offer you really can't refuse. So March 9th, Miles Garrett hit. They give him a 4-year extension with 123 million guaranteed and a 40 million average per year. So Miles Garrett, who's also on defense, is now getting 40 million a year. That's the same 40 million that Parsons said he didn't need, but now Miles Garrett is getting that. Jamar Chase topped Garrett's deal. So Jamar Chase, I think he got like 41 million a year. So yeah, so Cincinnati gave him that. So now Micah Parsons is watching these people get paid good, and it ain't even get to the we ain't gonna get to, we ain't got to the big one yet. So March. So now I guess after Miles Garrett got what he got, my Parsons and Jerry Jones meet. They meeting like they had a meeting. But Michael said, this really wasn't negotiation. It was kind of like a format, just meeting up, speaking, because agent wasn't there. And then a little bit after that, T.J. Watt signs a 3-year, $123 million contract with 108 of it guaranteed. So now you have another defensive guy who's getting paid this. And then there was a whole spiel about Parsons' agent not being there. The Cowboys want to speak to him without the agent. Des Bryant came out and said some stuff. And then um, Jerry Jones came out and says things like, well, he was injured and, I don't know if he going to be available. Just dogging, just flat out, pretty much flat out coming out and saying, oh, he was injured. So I don't know if we're going to pay him all that money. He coming out injured. Which I thought was the dumbest thing you can say as an owner. And then July 22nd, 2025, Parsons began his hold in. Like he started holding out. And so leading up to this season, they're asking fans are asking questions and reporters like is Parsons on the team? He's not coming to practices. He's not coming to you know team meetings. He's holding out. And so the Sun and Jerry Jones is like, yeah, like he's still part of number 11 is still part of the Cowboys. But is he? Is he? He's not coming to the team meetings, and the season's coming up. The season's coming up next month, so you better get it together. But what I will say is this: before I get off this subject, I think Jerry Jones, man, he needs to like step aside. Let the son run the team. Step aside. Man, I think you old. I think you. I get it. It's your team. That's your baby, and I'm not denying that. That is your baby. But I just think you need to just back up, bro. Give him first of all. Give Parsons his money. He deserved that money. Give him 43. Make him the highest paid non quarterback or non offensive player, or whatever. Give him 43. He needs it. All right, because y'all defense sorely need him. Because if y'all get rid of him, then what? Hmm? What you getting? Just saying. So give Micah, give Parsons that money, bro. And stop playing around. Stop playing around. But yeah, Jerry Jones, he needs to step aside, man. And then coming out saying that stuff about your player, like he hurt and all of that. And I think T.J. Watt wrote something on his Twitter, which Parsons retweeted or he, like gave a thumbs up or whatever. And like T.J. Watt pretty much saying like a owner coming out dogging his player that got injured for his team. It's stupid. Like it's stupid. It's stupid. Stupid as hell. Why would you do that? So give Parsons his money. All right, give him his money. Whew. All right. So WNBA. I'm gonna get on this. This is gonna be a short and sweet. Short and sweet. If you look on the Yellow Rocket Network page, me and Tez already have a segment talking about these green sex toys they're throwing on the court. All right. Which I told him I think this is the most interesting the WNBA has been in quite a while. So whatever. They don't. People need to stop throwing these toys on the court. It's stupid. It's very, 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 very stupid. But other than that, I'm not gonna lie. I play DraftKings, well, not DraftKings. I play Prize Picks and Underdog, which I think those are the two best parlay sites out. Underdog, because Underdog you can win a lot more money. It's like 8 picks. It's 6 to 8 picks, and then Prize Picks just 6 picks. But I'm playing, and to tell you the truth, people dog on these parlay sites, but these parlay sites was probably the main reason a lot of people watch WNBA now because they can bet on certain player and they watch the games and stuff like that. But I'm gonna say this: I can't wait till the NBA and NFL come back because the WNBA players on these parlay sites, no good, no bueno, just no good. Like you got a player that scored 28 points, then she scored 2 points, then she scored 14 points. Man, I didn't have this problem in the NBA and NFL. And I know you're probably saying, well, that's a you problem. No, 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 no. It's not just a me problem. That's a competitive problem. If I can go to Prize Picks and I go to NBA and I can pick Luca, like I know Luca gonna give me this. I know he might start off slow, but he most of the time he's gonna give me this. That's what you want from your product. You want your product. If you go to a restaurant, okay, I got the fish and chips at this restaurant, and it tastes like this. When I go back, I expect it to taste the same. When I go back again, I expect it to taste the same. They might add some stuff to it, take some stuff out, but it's still there. The taste of what I like. NBA, you get that. Whether it's Luca, whether it's SGA, whether it's Ant Man, whether whatever. All right, he giving me 22, 5 and 5. I know I can count on that. But this WNBA, you can't count on that. Brittany Griner give you 18 rebounds, then she do 2 rebounds. And then you go look at her injury report, and she ain't hurt. She just ain't giving you 18 rebounds. It's just the consistency has to keep up. If you want people to pay you more and you want to be paid more and all of this stuff and be a higher notoriety, y'all gotta start playing like it, bro. It's ridiculous. Anyway, this has been the Rocky Bros Sports Show, episode 5. I appreciate it. Next week, next episode, my boy J Matt will be back. So there's that. Like, comment, subscribe. We appreciate the love. We really do. Like I said, I'm CL Cool, and I'm out.